Hello friends, have you ever wondered why most of the candidates in IELTS reading task struggle with time? Let's dive in and learn some time-saving strategies. These strategies will help you beat the clock and boost your score. I'm Abra here with a video to help you how you can manage your time well in IELTS reading. There are some golden rules that you must stick to while taking IELTS reading. First of all, you must read instructions carefully. You don't have to get stuck with one question. If you find something difficult, complicated, you are not sure about it, then you must move on. You can return to it later. You have to highlight the keywords, and you need to use your scanning technique to identify important dates, names, places, and so on. You should write your answers directly on the answer sheet because you don't have extra time to transfer your answers from the question booklet to your answer sheet. So you must do it right there. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 3 passages and the type of questions that are asked based on these passages. So there are 60 minutes to do all these 3 passages. There are 40 questions based on these passages. So you need to do different kinds of reading: speed reading, slow reading, careful reading, and so on. So we're going to take a look at the breakdown of each passage with some strategies. If you analyze the reading passages, they are about 2,500 words. And if you put, words that are used in the questions, they are about 500 words. It means you must read about 50 words every minute. It's possible. If you have strategies in place, it's still possible, and you can do well with your IELTS reading when it comes to time management. As you know, there are 2 different types of IELTS reading: IELTS General, IELTS Academic. In IELTS General, you have reading materials from newspapers, handbooks, advertisements, and notices. But when it comes to IELTS Academic, you have reading materials from newspapers, books, journals, magazines. Let's have a look at the strategies that are important in terms of passage 1. So it's usually factual or descriptive, and you get about 15 to 7 minutes. Because it's the simplest one, you can spend 15 to 17 minutes. You need to skim paragraph for topic. So you need to find a topic sentence, which is usually at the beginning of the paragraph, and maybe you can read the last line of the paragraph to have an overall idea of this particular paragraph. And you need to focus on dates, names, and places. So you're going to use your scanning skills. And it's advisable to do factual question first, because they are the easy ones to do. Now, let's have a look at the questions that are usually asked based on the first passage. You usually have matching information, like there are two columns, so you have to match the information in column A with the information in column B. True, false, not given, sentence completion, right? Like some words are missing, you need to supply words there which fit in. Now, short answer questions. So maybe you need to write, 2-word, 3-word answers. Let's have a look at the strategy that are effective for passage 2. This passage is usually academic in nature and it's more complex, more complicated. So it moves progressively in terms of level of difficulty. Like the first passage is the easiest, the second one is slightly more difficult, and the third one is the most difficult. You should spend about 18 to 20 minutes to do this passage. And you need to identify paragraph functions. Like each paragraph has different functions. So you must identify them. Again, you need to identify a topic sentence, which is usually in the first 2 sentences. It's a good idea to eliminate options which are not true, which you think may not be the correct options. So then you are left with 1 or 2, then you can double check and finally find the answer. You also need to find for paraphrase information. Sometimes, you need to find synonymous words or paraphrased information. Let me give you one example. Like if a question has, what did he buy from the supermarket? In the passage, it could be, what did he purchase in the supermarket? So buy, purchase, synonymous word. Or sometimes, it say, what did he buy in the supermarket? In the passage, when you're looking for the answer, it might be, he got something from particular shop and he had to pay this much. So it's a paraphrased information. These are the questions that you usually find based on passage 2, matching headings. Okay, there will be 4 or 5 headings. You need to match the headings with the content in the paragraph. What kind of information do you find in the paragraphs? Or there could be multiple choice, A, B, C, D. You need to choose sometimes 1 option, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depends on your instructions. Summary completion. Again, certain words are missing, you need to supply those missing words. Or sentence completion. Okay, sentence is given, something is missing, you need to get the correct information from the passage. Now let's have a look at the strategies related to passage 3. The text is usually abstract or maybe argumentative in nature. As it's the most difficult passage, you should be spending more time here, about 20 to 25 minutes. In this passage, you must pay heed to introduction and conclusion. That means you should be reading introduction thoroughly as well as conclusion. It's good idea to focus on writer's views and tone. In this passage, you are usually asked about what is the take of writer on this issue, or what are the views and opinions of the writer related to the topic discussed in the passage, or what is the tone like? Is it, a neutral one, or maybe positive, negative, and so on? So you must think in terms of writer's views, or maybe tone, in terms of the topic discussed in this passage. And you need to do questions related to the main idea first. Like there are questions related to main ideas, you should do them first, then you will have some information to do other questions. These are the question types related to passage 3. Yes, no, not given, matching features. Yeah, again, you need to match information in column A with information in column B. You need to answer some questions related to writers' views, opinions. You also need to answer some questions based on inferences, right? So you won't find the answers straight away. You need to read between the lines. You need to think critically. You need to think deep in order to answer these questions. So they are the most challenging ones. Let me give you some extra tips for all passages. You must underline or highlight keywords, maybe in the instructions, maybe in the questions, or maybe in the text when you're looking for the answer, because these keywords help you find the answers, or these keywords help you stay on the track. And keep looking at the questions, because questions guide you what to look for. Once you have a general idea about the text and you have read it once, you don't have to read the passage again and again. And if you want to understand things quickly, you must expand your vocabulary. The better your vocabulary is, the easier you understand the text. And you must practice doing these questions based on passages under time conditions. So you must practice under exam conditions after you have mastered strategies and techniques. And for each passage, you have to use different set of strategies. One strategy may not work for another passage effectively. You need to stay calm and move on when stuck. So when you find a difficult question you are not able to do, don't waste time there. Move on. Maybe you can come back to it later, or maybe just guess the answer and move on. You need to do different kinds of reading. Sometimes you have to read quickly in order to get an overall idea of the text, or you need to do slow reading when you have to find answers. Please like, comment, and share if you find it useful. And here's the link of my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.